starting to give out a lot of the updated readings for this program that I've been telling you guys about. Uh, I'm doing readings, of course, for people, and if I see in a person's chart or if a person's interested, I'm taking them further into the course that I'm telling you guys about, where eventually you will be totally off the grid. You'll have the knowledge to be able to maneuver through any situation on a financial level, using spirituality, though, to maneuver through any situation on a financial level. Once we go through this course, it's something that we have to go through to shift on this planet. It don't matter if it's 3 or 4 of us to decide to go ahead and do this thing, or if it's 300 or 400 of us. At some point, it's going to happen. I'm just going to keep recording live footage as I work with people privately. I'm going to keep recording live footage because this is what I promised myself. Before we started these videos and this video book that I'm writing as we speak, before we started all of this, I promised myself that I would do this. So this is my predominant. Ambition right now is to go ahead and finish what I said that I was going to do. So somebody asked me the difference between the redemption course and what I'm talking about. And they're like, because it's kind of similar to the redemption course that most people got familiar with through, I believe it came through Jordan Maxwell's research on cracking the code. That's where most people really got the idea to do a lot of what you hear about on the sovereignty level. And I sat in some of those think tanks. I was trained by some of those people that helped to write the crack the code. And we sat there for hours and chopped it up. So, a lot of that knowledge was instilled in me. However, this is what I'm talking about is more of a way of going outside of UCCs, going outside of currency even, that's regulated by all of these national companies, and being able to create your own currency that's tradable on the stock market, and that can eventually turn you into a commodity. And it doesn't matter how big or small you are in doing this. So the main difference is, and what I do is that, I incorporate electricity into what I do, and because I firmly believe that electricity is the thing that's backing the world currency. Think about it. All transactions, there's electricity that's needed if you're using a car. And if you notice in the term electricity, you see the Y. Just like in the term money, you see the Y. And just like in the term astrology, you see the Y. Because this Y is dealing with the flag, various flags that have millions of dollars backing them that can create currency on global markets at any time. And this is how we essentially really would balance what's going on right now in the world market. And they're scared of this information. This is why this information is suppressed, kept at the bottom of the crates, because they'll rather you hear anything else, because the truth is so simple that it scares people. It's scary to people to believe that, damn, the only thing I got to do really essentially is learn about the commodities that my body produces, and I can make millions of dollars off of that. And I'm like, word, yes, you can definitely do that. Because why are these banks generating millions of dollars? Because somebody's brokering or playing a middleman and brokering your resources through third-party companies and different adhesion contracts, brokering your resources. That you could be capitalizing off of this yourself. But you got to have a tie to the land. You got to have a tie to a flag. So that's the secret that they don't want you to know. So that's the main difference. I guess I'm going to have to walk you guys through the redemption and kind of break down the UCCs as I go through Belzoni's chambers, which I'm going to do next. But the main difference is that this is teaching you how to create currency out of thin air, not going around and really just exchanging or trading currencies. See, essentially what they're doing in redemption essentially is they're trading different currencies, moving from different areas and different territories and trading different currencies, but they still haven't. See, it's an aspect that the redemption didn't include. It doesn't go up to the X level or the Z level. You see, the redemption only, from what I researched, I'm talking about on the metaphysical level, it only goes up to the letter V. It doesn't take you to the X or Z level because there's different components that wasn't factored in, and that's what I'm here to bring you guys as far as like the components that weren't factored in and when they came up with that. Because that was based on corporations. And the U.S. corporation is owned by Germany, right? So everything that the redemption course talks about was based on corporations, whereas this is going back further, taking you back into the land and even back into the extraterrestrial governments that's already been set up that fund a lot of these world markets, a lot of these stocks that you're seeing being traded right now. So I'm going to walk you through it as I walk through it. But as always, I'm going to go ahead and shut down. My airtime is limited. I thank you guys for listening and watching. And as always, stay vigilant.